Welcome to another episode of Systematic Geekology. This is a space where we seek to create and cultivate healthy conversations between those things we geek out on and the philosophical and theological questions that often arise out of our fandoms. Like, what does it mean to be human? What makes a hero? What makes a villain? How do the stories and narratives we geek out on shape how we live in the world? We are your priest to the geeks. We aren't all ordained, but we see ourselves as mediators at the intersection of geek culture and going deeper in our faith. We don't always have to agree, but we do respect each other, and we see everyone as a beloved child of God. Everyone geeks out on something, so come geek out with us and enjoy the show.
You're listening to an Anazal Ministries podcast.
What's better than camping? Maybe camping with a few of your friends who might have to have superpowers along with you. Better yet, fighting for your lives and wondering if one of your friends have gotten eaten. We are talking about the Forest Training Art Camp here on Systematic Geekology. We are the Priest of the Geeks. My name is Elizabeth Payne Clyde, and I am joined with my co-host, the one, the only, TJ Blackwell. How are you doing, TJ?
Good, thank you for saying my name.
Oh, your legit government name, not your Josh.
Rarely
name?
happens.
Well, I try and help you out every now and then. And I am Elizabeth Payne Clyde, which is almost my government name. TJ, what have you been geeking out on lately?
Actually, Pal World.
You're not going to say Valorant. Wow, I don't even know how to react right now.
Yeah, it's just new and it's fun and possibly AI generated, but definitely mostly a rip-off of Pokemon. So it's a great time.
Have you seen that new Poke Resort or something on Netflix? Have you watched that yet? I watched the first episode. It's very cute.
Yeah, it looks cute.
So
Concierge.
Yes, that's it. It's super cute. I don't know if you can tell on my voice, listeners, but I am once again sick. So I have been geeking out on rest and hydration and Modern Family because when I don't feel good, I just want to laugh. And Modern Family has all the laughs. Have you seen that show?
Yeah, I used to watch Modern Family all the time.
It's so funny. So if you guys haven't, that's a recommendation too. But going into, this is probably one of my favorite arcs, just because who doesn't love a good camping trip?
Yeah, and also the Wild Wild Pussycats. I love them.
That one too. They're kind of cringy in a way, but that's what makes them lovable. Do you have any fond camping stories?
I've been camping with Josh a lot. Like
legit forest camping or church camping?
Like forest camping, island camping, forest, mountain. We've done most of it. We've done all of those and most types of camping.
Okay.
But one time, Joshua Noel and I had to share a one-person tent because of a slight logistics oversight.
Did you cuddle?
No. We both slept on our shoulders, and neither of us moved at all for the entire night.
Sounds romantic.
It was.
But
if you were wondering, you can fit two people inside a one-person tent without them touching each other.
Wow, impressive. So no death?
Not that time.
Okay. Good to know. My fondest camping is Girl Scout camping, which is ironic that I bought 7 boxes of Girl Scout cookies today. Yes, it was 7. No, I am not ashamed. And yes, a box is already in my tummy. But you got to do what you got to do. Very fond memory of trekking it and camping, but also no death, which did not happen here in the My Hero Academia camping trip. Do you remember how this arc started off?
It starts off with the hero incident, right?
I'm trying to think. I remember them going to the camping site. This is my very first, and they didn't realize that the test or the camping training already began, and they had to literally go through the forest to get into their to get to pretty much to dinner and to the resort. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
so I'm not sure if beforehand happened what you just said.
I think so. I think that's where it technically starts.
Okay. I don't know. It just made me feel like very Yu Yu Hakusho whenever they had to go through the forest and whatnot. So it brought some nostalgia to me.
Yeah,
And
I love Yu Yu Hakusho.
so good. Have you seen the
So
live
much
action?
better than My Hero. I haven't.
You're not wasting much time. It's fun to watch the live action, but you're not. It's not One Piece.
It looks
live
pretty
action.
good, like from the trailer that I actually watched for once.
Yeah,
Looks
I mean
pretty
it's
good.
not bad, but it's just not One Piece. But going back on topic, the Wild Wild Pussycats. Which one is your favorite one?
The dude,
What was his name again?
don't even remember. Doesn't
I don't
matter.
either. Because I'm trying to think of his powers too. So I don't recall them as often, but I just remember them being very cringy. So they go into what they think is just a training camp. 1A. Remind me, is 1B is there too, right? Or no?
hmm
It's 1A
Yeah,
and
they're
1B.
both there.
So we get to see a little bit more of them. And that's where we kind of meet. So that's episode 39, the introduction. And then 40, we meet the Wild Wild Pussycats and they go through the forest. But this is a big character that comes in that's not too big, is Kota. And I hated this little brat.
Yeah, no, he used to make me so mad, actually.
Yeah, so listeners, if you have not watched this, Kota is a young boy living in the forest who strongly dislikes Hiro. He's the nephew of one of the Wild Wild Pussycats. And of course, Deku being the guy who wants to be friend and hero to all, Deku tries really, really hard to understand his feeling towards Kota's feelings. And Kota just ends up, didn't he like kick him in the balls?
Yep.
The very
He
first
punched
time.
him. I think he punched him in the balls,
Punched him in the balls.
which is a lot more insulting to me.
Okay, well, I have no comments on that. So
I mean, like, I
I'm gonna
guess it's
take your
not when
word.
you're a kid as much, but if an adult punches you in the balls, you went through so much extra effort.
To make like hand contact
You had to like,
with
yeah,
the drools. Right. So,
instead of just kicking, you gotta like squat.
right. TJ, tell us a little bit about why Kota does not like Hiro, since we love this kid so much.
Well, if I'm remembering right, he's his uncle is, or his aunt is, one of the Wild Wild Pussycats, and
Mhm.
they weren't able to save his parents, I think is what happened, and is why he's like disillusioned with the whole thing.
Well, no, his parents were also heroes.
Yeah.
And so the parents went and was heroic and ended up dying in the battle. So, I mean, that's some traumatic stuff right there.
Yeah. I mean, it's that's a skill issue.
I mean, a skill, like
That's on them.
the parents?
Yeah. It's their fault.
Why would you say that? Because they just weren't strong enough?
Yeah, they just weren't strong enough.
Would you say that the same as a policeman dying in the line of battle, or a fireman dying in a fire in the line of battle?
What are you trying to make me say here?
I'm just asking. I was like, wow. I was shocked when you said like they just weren't strong enough.
I think it's a little bit different.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, with Kota, what's so traumatic, I remember this because as someone with parent issues, they said, we'll be right back. Or they said something along the lines of, we're going to go get the bad guy or something. So you're kind of like building that false hope and that false security that you are invincible. So I think of like even like parents, whenever you're thinking of a little kids without your parents being heroes, you think they're always going to come back home. You think everything's going to be fine. Well, hopefully you think everything's going to be fine if you have like that image of your parents. And so pretty much they lied. So not only, and his parents was heroes. So it's not even about his parents being liars. Heroes are all liars, or they're fakes because his parents couldn't develop. So, I mean, that's mentally taxing for a little boy.
Yeah, that has to be exhausting. And
Still,
like, then you get taken in by other heroes that aren't dead.
Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, the Wild Wild Pussycats are kind of lame, in my opinion. Like, they're funny, but they're not breaking the charts on top heroes.
They're good at what they do, though. They're really good at what they do.
And so that's one thing I like with the diversity of heroes, just kind of how you're not going to send a baker into a fire. You know what I mean? You might send a chef into a third world country to help, like, with the food shortage or whatnot, but you're not going to send someone in who doesn't have the skills to disarm something else. So what the Wild Wild Pussycats are good at is their base is in the forest. So they are search and rescue hikers who get lost, or if there's like a mudslide or anything like that, they can help evacuate. So that's their bread and butter. They're not really, let's go out and fight the bad guys.
I love it when anime or shows do this and they like make like mountain rescue a really big deal, because it is in Japan. It's like the mountain rescue squad is like, it's like how we view firefighters.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they save lives just as much as someone trying to disarm a bank robber.
It's cool.
If
We
not
just
even
don't do
more.
that in America as well.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe in Colorado, but we don't live where the mountains are. So we don't really hear about those stories.
You don't live where the mountains are.
Sir, you live barely upstate South Carolina. There's not very much mountains there.
I can see one from my balcony.
But not like the Blue Ridge or anything like that. It's not like hikeable. You're still like a little drive from the mountains.
Yeah, barely. It's like 30 minutes.
Okay, fine. I'll give you that.
I'll go to Kings Mountain, Crowder's Mountain, Table Rock.
Okay, I forgot you're close to Table Rock. That's a good mountain. But even though Coda's a jerky pants, does not give him the right to punch a dude in the balls.
I mostly agree, yeah.
Yeah, so. But still don't like the dude. You kind of find out a little bit more as the episodes digress about what happens to Coda's backstory. And just with anything, once you kind of hear the backstory, you become empathetic towards people. Same with really any scenario. Like if a kid doesn't turn in their homework assignment to me and they don't give me any explanation, I'm going to give them a 0. If they give me an explanation like, hey, my grandpa's in the hospital. Hey, this is happening. Hey, this is why I couldn't do my homework assignment. Now that I know your story, I can extend grace, but I'm not going to know unless you tell me. And of course, Coda's not telling us. The aunt was what explained his story. But throughout all of this, and around, I think, episode 42, which is almost the middle of the arc, the League of Villain initiates a surprise attack on the training camp. So the students, once again, have to face all these top villains that the heroes don't even have to face. So, I mean, that's just like anime, though. Why would the top villains be there? I mean, the top heroes be there when the villains come? No.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, this is where the series started to feel a little bit more real for our students. It's like, oh no, they really want to kill these kids.
Yeah. And they're going after the generation. So I kind of think of the youth and social media too. Like, if you really want to do damage, go after the youth, because they are going to be the culture of tomorrow. They're going to be the leaders of tomorrow. And so that's exactly what the League of Villain is doing. And of course, a lot of the students, some of them are kind of like the B-list characters, as Bakugo would say, the extras. They kind of stay in the back. They get not trapped, but the teachers are corralling them. And then the students who are still in the forest, they're trying to come back because they don't have the permission to fight just yet. And this is where we see a few villains we haven't seen, like the powers we haven't seen before. Like that teeth guy creeps me out. Do you remember him?
Yes.
I hate that dude.
Not a fan.
Was this the first time it kind of got this anime started turning to the darker side? Because the teeth guy, it was the innuendo that he will eat you. And then we saw a hand. And so we didn't know who he ate. And I'm not going to say what happened because that's revealed later in the series. But it's just very much, I remember being disturbed by the scene a lot. Because his teeth was like his spider legs or something like that, right? That's kind of how they made it. I hated it. It's
so gross. It actually, this is another tangent, of course.
Let's go.
Started reading Demons of the Far Realms, which is by the author of Full Metal Alchemist. I never remember her name, but it's really good. But one of the first demon pairs you see is the top and bottom half of a mouth. Not a fan.
Anything with the mouth, I just don't like it.
Don't like them. That's why I stand behind my mic.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
And it looks like my mic has a mustache.
Fun stuff. But okay, so then we have that. We see a little bit more of who's the girl with the blood who likes to drink blood?
Toga.
So we see a little bit more of her trying to like get her samples, but I don't think we know the extent of her power just yet, do we? So
not even close.
Yeah, I didn't think so. We just know that she does something with blood and she's trying to like get it.
Yeah, I think here's where we see her I think this is where we see her copy someone else for the first time, but just physically.
Yeah, because the guy who has the scars, didn't he turn into mud or something? So she imitated him. That was it. I can't think of his name. Well, I can't think of his villain name right now. So, okay, and who else? I'm trying to make sure we got all the villains, because really the villain shined this episode.
Muscular.
That was it. That's who I so
And Mustard.
Mustard.
Yeah, Mustard's the dude who like gasses the students.
That was it. Yep, the gas. Which really Momo comes in clutch because she's able to like make gas masks with her lipids. And so the
Yeah.
students are trying to escape, but then the teachers they find out because remember there's only like two teachers and 3 heroes. But once again, search and rescue, they're not equipped to fighting actual legit villains in a head-to-head fight. They get the go-ahead to fight back. And somewhere along the line, Deku just knew to look for Kota for some reason. He saw Kota was not back at the inn or wherever it was called. And of course, just how anime is written, they released someone from prison to help them with their big invasion. And it so happens to be the guy who killed Kota's parents. I'm trying to think of his name.
That's Muscular, isn't it?
It is Muscular?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's his name. Muscular.
I didn't know
he's
I thought
lazy.
you were just describing him. Okay, yeah, Muscular.
His name's Muscular. He's super lazy.
So of course Deku comes in the nick of time. And I feel like this is one of the ones where Deku, like he should not have won this fight. Would you agree?
Yeah, no shot. Muscular is we find out later that he's still like super, super strong and relevant when he breaks out of prison with the rest of them way later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Muscular should have just slapped him off that mountain. Easy peasy.
Yeah, Deku should have died because, of course, Deku does what he does best, not control his power, and breaks all his arms, breaks his legs, then even continues to punch through his broken arms and legs and whatnot, and ends up beating the dude. So I'm like, there was no way. No way it should have happened. So at least we agree on that. So he saves Kota, but then he's still trying to go out and save Bakugo because they did some kind of interfering and they know that the League of Villains is after Bakugo. And I just remember who was carrying him. It was the muscular guy who found him, not the one who died, the one with the mini limbs.
Yeah, I never remember his name.
I don't either. I'm really bad at names with My Hero Academia. I remember like the favorite 5 and everyone's just extras.
Yeah, he does not get screen time.
He
especially
doesn't.
later. And I watched this like forever ago.
And he's like pretty impressive. Like being able to, he has a great search and rescue qualities and he has great fighting qualities.
Yeah,
but
he's awesome. He's so cool.
I still wish I had the power of the sugar guy who can convert sugar into energy. I think his name is Sugar Rush.
Yep. He sucks though.
He does suck if you think about it. He needs cake, but I want that power. I just want an excuse to eat cookies and cake all the time.
You don't need one. You can just do that.
I do just do that. I just ate a whole box of Girl Scout cookies, but it's fine. So the battle between is still raging. The villains are kind of losing a little bit head to head, but they're coordinated. And so they are almost rescuing Bakugo, but it didn't fail. Do you remember how they got Bakugo at the end? They used some kind of trick, didn't they? Was it the magic dude with his beads? Is that how they got him?
Yeah, they knocked a bunch of them out and put Bakugo in a bead.
Mm-hmm. And then Deku picked the wrong bead.
Yeah. That
was it. And so Bakugo is now captured and it just makes it look bad. Like with now the UA's reputation is tarnished, the teacher's reputation is tarnished, and then like the morale is down. And then the teachers are just saying, wait. But of course, Midoriya, Todoroki, Ida decides to like try and launch a rescue mission to try and save Bakugo in this time. And so everyone's just saying, wait, because it's all politics now. And I'm not sure exactly when this arc officially ends, because I know the rescue team faces a variety of challenges as they infiltrate the League of Villains. I'm reading my notes. And the hero and trainees encounter unexpected twists and confronts powerful villains in their quest to save Bakugo. So I'm pretty sure we don't know what happens at this point. This is how they end the forest training. So Bakugo is now gone and we have failed epically.
Hello, friends. If you enjoy Systematic Ecology, a great way to support us and to keep us moving forward into the future is to be a patron on our Patreon network. If you're a Patreon, then you get live access to our YouTube exclusives like Comic Book Ketchup and Manga Mustard, Drinks with Tejas, and also some extra content there with our companion series to go along with our annual theme. If you're a patron, you get exclusive merch like t-shirts and handbags and mugs. There's also a bonus extra question that has extra content. In each episode, we go deeper into our faith and the questions that we're wrestling with, but we also do this extra question to jump in and share about, and patrons get to hear how we answer that question. There's discounts on our store. You get access to any future online D&D campaigns. You can easily access all of our Patreon content through our Spotify page where it says exclusive content for subscribers. That could be you folks. And all that being said, you get the satisfaction that you help us keep the lights on and keep us moving forward with our software, our marketing, our equipment, staying current in the podcast game. We love Systematic Ecology. We hope you do too. Support us moving forward. Thank you for all that you are. We know there's a lot of great choices and content out there, and you choose to listen to Systematic Ecology. Thanks, folks. We love you. Peace.
Yeah, this is like the first stumbling block for like class 1A.
Which I like, because I don't like it when someone always wins. It's not realistic. You're going to have to take some L's.
Yeah, which is why I still think Bakugo should have lost to Muscular here. But like Koda distracted him before Muscular was going to kill him.
But yeah, no, he should have lost.
He should have lost.
It's like Luffy and Crocodile all over again. Because did you freeze?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
Very good at being still.
Good job. I am not. So any other things that might have stuck out to you in this episode besides you thinking Koda's parents were just not strong enough?
Hey, I'm just saying. There's like a whole system to deploy heroes, and the heroes are ranked for a reason.
You just think they went over their head?
A little bit.
But doesn't how they have it, like, you have different areas to patrol. So just because someone is stronger than you.
Oh, yeah, it's bad world building.
It's what?
It's bad world building. What's the point of having a highest ranked hero if he's only in like one prefecture?
Yeah, that is what it is. It's kind of like I'm just thinking how I'm trying to like think, because I don't want to offend anyone, but I'm just kind of thinking even with like the world's doctors and whatnot, like you have people with money that are able to like fly these specialists from Asia and whatnot to like have these like heart transplants, where if you need a heart transplant, a crappy hospital is the only thing you have in your area and network, and you have to get like a third-rate doctor. So it's kind of just the luck of the draw if you think about it. Same with the heroes. Wrong place, wrong time. Just not strong enough.
But Fumikage, Dark Shadow, this was the arc that made people think like, oh yeah, he's him. Sleeper hit, but then he just kind of wasn't. But it was awesome to see how strong Dark Shadow actually was here, and then like rarely again.
Didn't he lose control of Dark Shadow a little bit? Yeah, so you kind of saw.
He was telling them to like run away or they would die.
Impressive. I'm trying to think of any other characters who stood out. Of course, Mineta did nothing. Makes sense. I think Froppy was also like pretty much any characters who did not have fighting skills conveniently were at the end having to just wait.
Yeah, they I think like the ones that didn't fight very well, they also just kind of showed that they have really good search and rescue potential, like Froppy.
Which I mean,
it's like a side.
Makes sense. I'm not gonna try and negotiate a hostage situation. I'm gonna go bake a cake. I know what my skills are.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed. I feel like if I get the opportunity, I'm going to try to take it.
You're going to try and negotiate a hostage situation?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm good at it until I try, right?
Until the hostages all die. But we got to try.
Someone's got to be there. Maybe not the full talk down, but I could stall for a little while till we get a real hostage negotiator.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like CPR. You do CPR until the ambulance comes up.
Makes sense. Well, any other thoughts, questions, concerns?
Nope. Series should have ended here. Deku should have died.
I mean,
Pretty much it.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong on this one. I semi-agree. I'm interested. I don't read the manga, so I'm interested to see how the next anime season's going to go, because it did around this time. It lost my interest for a little bit.
It's going to be wild.
I can't wait. I'm buckling up right now. So awesome, guys. If you enjoyed this little rant, maybe our unpopular opinions that Deku should have lost this fight, make sure you let us know. Let us know how bad of a job we're doing. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you check out past episodes that we have gone through every single episode of My Hero Academia up into this arc. Also, if you want to keep up to date, make sure you like us, rate and review whichever podcast platform that you have. And thank you for all of our Patreon supporters. We could not have done this without you. Make sure you stay a little bit later and you get to hear our bonus question that I promise I have thought of before this very moment. It's a good one. And make sure you like us on Discord, so you will follow us on Discord so we can continue the conversation even after the show. Okay, tell me a recommendation, TJ, before I end.
I'm going to go with Demons of the Far Realm. It's really good. I don't know if it's necessarily Full Metal level, but, what is? So it's not really fair, It's really good. It has interesting story. It's got an interesting world and really cool power system.
I am going to go with Bongo.
Oh, Shadow Realm. It's Shadow Realm, not Far Realm. I knew that sounded wrong.
Far Realm. I'm going to say Bongo. I don't know how you really say it. Stray Dogs.
Bongo, Stray Dogs.
Yeah, I read the manga, so I'm not sure exactly how they said it. Because I read it so much. That's what I was going to do for Manga Mustard, but we haven't gotten a chance to record it yet. So if you like detective work in anime and some crazy supernatural abilities, check it out. Now, the official ending. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember, we are all a chosen people, a geekdom of priests.
Consider subscribing on YouTube, where you can get some other stuff. You get exclusive series like our comic book catch-up, Manga Mustard, Drinks with Tejas, and a companion series we do each year to go with our annual theme. You also get access to Friday Night Frights and Wednesday Night Weeaboo and Spidey Swing Bys with Christian Ashley. You get access to other exclusive shorts, like what I'm going to be doing soon are non-canon, where I'm going to be reviewing different IPs that are outside of canon from our favorite fandoms or the Bible and discussing whether or not it should be canon. You also can get a short of Will's Wednesday pull list. So if you're into comic books, Will goes through his favorites of each week's pull list for himself. You also get other bonuses over there. Most of our surprise content we'll put straight to YouTube going live over there that you can check out. And a lot of our regular episodes are also posted on YouTube if you just want to see our smiling faces.
Hey guys, Christian here to talk to you about the ANT Network. That is the Amazon Ministries Podcasting Network. That's what we do for all of us here together. You can follow the whole network in a single feed on Spotify at Amazon Ministries Podcast, or on the network page on Apple Podcasts to just see what we're all doing. And what are we doing? Well, we have plenty of things here. We've got the homily. You love Pastor Will. You want to hear Pastor Will preach. You hear the man doing a homily there. It's amazing. The man does spectacular work for Holy Trinity Lutheran Church in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Then we have the Whole Church podcast. If you want to hear Joshua and TJ talk to different people from around the church who have very different views on how things should go, check it out there. You want to go to My Seminary Life? You want to get some more Brandon Knight in your life? Who doesn't want more of that? Go there, hear about the man, discuss his time at seminary, which is what he used to do. Now he's on other topics, and just head out there for what the rest of the man can do. Hear a lot of good stuff that way. Now you can head over to Let Nothing Move You. That's my podcast where I go through the Bible chapter by chapter, verse by verse. I started with Luke, then I went to Romans. Now I'm in Genesis, and I'm moving on from there. It's a good time if you want to hear how I view the Bible, how things should go there. You can do that. You can go to Dummy for Theology, where you hear Joshua Noel discuss the various theological topics that he has there in an attempt to show every side of the big discussions, leaving you with more questions than answers. If that infuriates you like me, but you still want to listen, head out that way. You can go to the Bible After Hours. We have the foul-mouthed preacher there, and he's going to deliver things that not ready for every ear to hear, but sometimes you need someone to be a little filthy out there just to give a more progressive view of the church, to challenge the status quo of what is happening here. Do you agree with him? Do you not like him? How are you going to know if you don't listen to him? And finally, we have Save best for last, the Clydes. Taylor and Elizabeth Clyde, you need some more pangalanging in your life, like all of us do, then head out there, see what's going on in their own life, in their own ministry, so you can hear the devotions and everything going on in their lives. Once again, that's the Anna's Out Ministries Podcasting Network, AMP, and we love you guys. See you next time.